Any lineup changes tonight, Dean?
Just the goalie so far. We've got some bumps and bruises, but as far as we know right now, it'll just be Elvis. Will be the only one.
You tried some new lines. Obviously, you get a guy in for the trade deadline, so you had to change some things up there. But you put some new combos together. I think every line was on the ice for at least one goal. What did you like about Game 1 with some new trios out there?
Yeah, we were able to gather some knowledge, obviously, and the plan is to leave them alone. And as you guys know, I mean, we don't want to be throwing around lines all the time. We want to create some chemistry and get them going. But so we did see some positive things with some line combinations, and everybody, obviously for the most part, played really well.
I think as a coach, you've talked about the magnets before. Coaches love to move around magnets, but even in games where you've struggled, you've generally kept groups together. Is that something that you kind of mentioned the chemistry there? But I think coaches always feel the urge, maybe sometimes to tinker. Is that a focus of you, just to try to keep them together unless something really is awry?
Yeah, when things aren't going in a game, we talk all the time between periods or in between, timeouts or whatever, as a coaching staff. And is there something that we can tweak? I'll be honest with you, I'd rather let the players work through it than get involved and in those areas. But there is sometimes that you have to give a little spark in some regard. But the more that you can have chemistry and consistency with lines, and they get to know where each other are going to be and anticipating where each other can be, it should set up to have a chance to have a little bit more success.
It goes without saying the magnitude of this game tonight. It's a big game. You played the Devils twice, including this one rest of the season. What's your message to the team, knowing where you are in the standings and the possibility of maybe moving up here?
Yeah, every game's been big, right? Every game we started, it's like, geez, this is a big game. This is a big. Of course, they're all big games. I mean, 3 months ago they were big games. So our message to our group is one game at a time, and we'll, we've done a good job of focusing on that. We're not scoreboard watching or standings watching. If we look after what we have to do in order to give ourselves a chance every night, then we'll be happy with the result. So we'll go game by game.
Devils still a dangerous team without Jack Hughes?
Oh yeah, they're a great team. I mean, they've got great speed, great skill. I think if we get into a track meet against them, we're going to be in trouble. If we can just play sound and hopefully start properly and play a good road game, we should have an opportunity.
Most of your goals the other night were in front of the net and 5 of the 7. I think, how much does that help you reinforce how important that is?
Yeah, we talked about getting inside prior to the game and getting to the net and not being a perimeter team, and we were committed to do that the other night. And to be honest, for the most part, we've done that this year. We haven't really relied a lot on rush type of stuff. That certainly we feel we have the ability to score off the rush, but to generate how we generate for the most part, it's gritty and getting to the net and scoring those inside goals.
Do you show them those clips in from the other night just to, again, hammer that point home as much as you can?
Yeah, sure. I mean, guys are always constantly, in clips and, but yeah, there'll be stuff in the pre-scout that reinforce what we did the other night. But obviously, moving forward, we've got to continue to do that here tonight.
When did things start to come together, coalesce for this club? Was there a moment, a stretch of games where you started to make this is the team that we're seeing now?
No, I think every coach strives to have consistency, right? So it's just a build, that you start from day one, and you just try to continually, talk about the team and putting the team first and all that. And our guys have done a fantastic job of that, and not worrying too much about outside distractions or stuff that we have no influence over. So we're trying to be as consistent as we can this time of year. Obviously, you want to be playing really well and continue to get better. Hopefully, we can do that.
What is JVR provided this team?
Leadership. He's obviously scored some goals for us. He's done that his entire career. He gets to the net. He plays the right way, but he's been a leader on and off the ice, and more than anything, he's probably been a guy that's been committed to doing whatever the team has asked him to do. He's played, if you're categorizing lines, he's played in the number one line or the fourth line, and but he just goes about his business, plays, and he's been a real good leader in that department.
Net front presence seemed to be a vital part of that win the other night. How important is it really the rest of the way beginning tonight?
Yeah, it's this time of year, that's where more and more goals get scored. So that's where you got to play, and it's got to be it's a priority for us in our own end defensively and then offensively too.
Adam, I think, had 2 of his 3 right there on top of the net. How important is it for him, and how impressed have you been by his willingness to learn that you got to go there, I guess?
Yeah, for sure. I think just to see his growth over the course of the year has been really impressive, I think. Again, obviously he's so young, so he's figuring things out. He's obviously a very, again, explosive player, capable player, tons of talent. And yeah, I think he's really starting to figure things out. So that's been really fun for us to watch, and he's starting to really kind of make his mark and starting to take over games and things like that. So again, it's fun to see, especially for someone as young as he is.
For fans, James, it's somewhat like Columbus fans. It's probably like a kind of a tense time. Knowing you're going for that stretch run, you want a playoff berth. How is it in the locker room, on the bench, on the ice for this team and the stretch that you've had here to get to where you are right now?
Yeah, I think we're trying again not to get caught up too much in the big picture yet, just focusing on the day to day. But obviously, again, every team comes into the season wanting to be playing meaningful games and try to win or earn a playoff spot. So yeah, that's obviously what we're focused on. We know that's a day to day sort of thing. So it's all about the next game, and this is another team right in our division, right around us in the standings. So we know how important that is.
Always fun to be back in Jersey?
Yeah, always fun for me to be back here for sure. I got to come and see the game yesterday, so obviously CBA lost a heartbreaker there, but yeah, no, I always enjoy it. I don't know how many more times I'll be able to do this in my lifetime, so I try to enjoy everyone.
I want to talk to you about net front presence and how important it was the other night, and how important it's going to be tonight and really the rest of the way.
Yeah, I mean, games are getting tighter, right? And generate offense, I think it's a big component of getting those secondary chances. If you get a screen, or usually if you get some guy or one player there, one of their guys too, and then you get 2. And I think it's important to outnumber the net, and that's when you score at this time of year. Is the rebounds, tips, hitting off bodies and in. So it's going to be an emphasis for us, obviously, the rest of the way.
It's a skill that you and JVR have perfected. And now we're watching Adam kind of learn it along the way. Just talk about his growth in that area.
Yeah, big time, and he's not afraid to go there. I mean, he gets there, he gets to the dirty areas. I think it's always been part of his game, but he just seems to be going there more and more, and guys finding him. So the more comfortable you get there, the more you're going to be there. So definitely seen the growth in him that way. But he takes it wide, he takes it to the net. He's never afraid to get in there. So he's been rewarded with a few here recently too.
Well, and that's the thing. When you get rewarded, it's a little easier to go in, right, and get a few whacks, knowing what the end result could be.
Yeah, no doubt. Obviously, big game for him, for him, for us last game, and that's where you get to score. I mean, if you look at the majority of the goals are going to be, 3-4 feet from the net. So to get there, get in there, body positioning, and Fance's really good at it. We got some other guys that are really good at it. So we just got to keep getting there.
You got a pretty young team here that's not been in this position before, as far as like playing playoff style games at this time of the season. Sometimes when the lights get bright and it feels a little different, you never know how people are going to respond. But if you like the way this team has just kept the focus, gone game by game, and just attacked what's in front of them?
Yeah, I think so. I think all year we've kind of done that, and as far as last game, I just think the way we responded after their 2 shorthanded goals was huge for us. I mean, I didn't think we panicked at all. We just kept playing and got rewarded. So it's just something no matter what happens, we're going to play the same way, no matter where we are, how bright the lights are, if you will. We want to play Blue Jackets hockey.
Yeah. How much more fun for you is it to come to the rink this time of year? Well, I mean, obviously you missed a lot of games, so you'd be happy to be at the rink no matter what. But when these games matter, is it to put a little more focus, bring in the step, things like that?
Yeah, it's way better. It's where you want to be as a team right now, and in this fight for playoffs. And every game, I mean, it keeps getting bigger, and it's more fun. That's where you play the game, and watching these kids battle all year to, have this spot. It's for me to come back into it. It's awesome, and I just want to help them out. And it's been fun.